Daredevil episodes 5 and 6 were. I'd say this every week, but it seems like they keep raising the bar. These episodes were phenomenal. I'm here to talk to you about it today. I hope you all are ready. I don't go in any linear fashion. I just talk about what pops in my head. That's how I do my reviews. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let me adjust. Why? Why? I don't want to see the side of my desk. Yeah. I guess that'll have to do. But guys, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another one of my nerdy videos. And if you are returning, hit that subscribe button. You obviously like what you see and you keep coming back for more. Now guys, in these 2 episodes, we had a lot of, well, I'm not going to say a lot of guest stars, but we got to see Yusuf Khan again. He's working at the bank that Matt goes to try to get a loan for his law firm. Does not go completely as planned, but Matt does indeed save the day for Mr. James, who I like to call Mr. Green, and his whole bank heist crew. Now, this episode was indeed a filler, but this was a good filler episode. We got to see Matt's enhanced hearing on full display. The fight in the hall with Mr. Red, which is what I'm calling all these guys. I don't remember their names. I didn't really care to remember their names. The fight he had with Mr. Red was the coldest silent fight I've ever seen, even when he dived down the stairs to catch the shotgun. And then he ended up saving Yusuf from Mr. Blue. So it was really cool to see. We are also introduced to Angie Kim, who was tasked with being the hostage negotiator for this whole thing. Guys, as soon as Matt left, that's when the heist started. They were in there to try to get some diamond out of a safety deposit box, and Matt played them the entire time. Matt just knows what to do. Now, when he's talking to Yusuf also starts talking about his daughter, Kamala Khan, who is down in California at this exact moment. Is she down there with the Young Avengers, hanging out with some friends? We know the last time we saw her, she was hanging out with Kate Bishop, and I believe she also went to recruit Ant-Man's daughter, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she went to recruit her as well. So yes, she's down there. He also has a custom-made Pop Funko figure of Miss Marvel. He talks about how Miss Marvel is the hero of New Jersey. Matt says, I don't really know her. I don't really know her. But that's cool. It's world building. It's lore building. I saw people have an issue with that, and I don't really understand why. Kamala Khan is a wonderful character, and Aman Vellani is an amazing young actress, and she's bringing this character to life. She's even written comic book stories, about her. She's really immersing herself in this universe. Kind of reminds me of what Nicole Maines did when it came to Neonal, when it came to Dreamer. So that's really cool to see, and I'm glad that they're increasing the lore. Now, when you get into episode 2, because not much happened in this episode except for the fight at the end with Mr. Green, and he stole Mr. Red's little mask, went after him, broke down his stick, and turned it into his classic billy clubs. And you could tell Matt was enjoying this fight. And then you have the big snap when he jumps on the dude's leg to break his leg. He slammed the guy's face into glass. Now, Netflix violence was dark, but seeing him smash that guy's face and the guy got up, all the glass was in his face. And then the way he just broke dude's leg was insane. And the bait and switch with the woman that was in the bank, who was also in on the heist, which honestly, my wife called it. My wife is really great at calling these types of things when it comes to heist shows and heist films or whatever. She called it. She was an inside person. It was really cool to see. Like, that snap was, I cringed a little bit because it was just, you heard it. It was so visceral, but I liked it. That's classic Daredevil. Daredevil is back. Now, when we get into the second episode, into episode 6, Fisk is back. Muse has indeed taken a few victims. We learned he has over 60 victims. It's really hilarious that Fisk had a go at the police commissioner, because he said it's really something when the sanitation department discovers a serial killer before the NYPD. And he indeed does start his anti-vigilante task force, which includes all of the most corrupt cops in the city, which is insane. But of course, it's Wilson Fisk. We also see Fisk is gaining that weight back, becoming the really, really big the kingpin that we all know and the kingpin that we all love to hate, but some people may love him. He's gaining that weight back. He literally busts out of some of his suits, and but that's like, we're gonna have to get you some new ones. He's gaining that weight back. It's gonna be impossible. I figured he would. Do you see the amounts of food this man eats? Like, yeah, like his we see Felicia trying to walk over well, not trying to walk over, but trying to go over his schedule for the day. And he was like, do I really have to do all of this stuff? And who's waiting for him in his office? One of the tracksuit mafia. And he basically tells dude, like, you have a certain amount of time. And I love how that scene was juxtaposed against Matt talking to Heather, and Heather is asking him questions about, you know, the different vigilantes. Like, can she go talk to the Punisher? Can he hook up a meeting with Frank Castle? Can he hook up a meeting with Daredevil? She's writing a book, and she's on a heavy deadline from her editor, which he's on the way out to go have a meeting with. We also, before that, we see Matt praying and just reminiscing on things that have happened thus far in the cities, from Foggy's death all the way to Hector's death. And speaking of Hector, Angela Ayala is in a lot of danger this episode. She comes to Matt initially asking for Matt's help. She doesn't know who Matt is, but she knows that he's an attorney and he could possibly help. He could get the word out. And he's, you know, like he's not trying to shut her down and discredit anything she's saying, but he just wants her to be safe. But Angela, we know she's going to end up being White Tiger. She ends up going down into where Muse's lair is, and she is taken. Her blood is, you know, actively being drained. But we do know that Matt, after getting a phone call from Angela's mom, he basically says, F it, after he calls the police, which was my favorite line. That was my favorite line of the episode. He goes to suit up as Daredevil, and Muse hears something. He hears something down in the sewers. Well, not the sewers, down in the subway, I should say. You know, that's where his lair is. He hears something. And all of a sudden, you see a grappling hook after he's looking at the train lights. He's looking at the train lights, then you see the grappling hook come in. And who you see flying at you? Daredevil. That would freak me out, too. Daredevil was whooping Muse, but Muse was giving him some go as well. But Matt was reveling in it. Like, he loved it. He loved this rush. Like, at one point, he almost killed Muse, but he realized he had to go save Angela first. So that was really, really cool to see that he prioritized saving Angela, which we know Matt is always going to do at the end of the day, but Muse now knows he isn't really a match for Daredevil, so I wonder how he's going to ramp up his defense next time. His lair is compromised. Matt knows where it's at. He sees all the painting. He saw all the hooks. He sees the buckets and buckets of blood. And again, we talked about this on Party Nation. That's not a normal size syringe that he's draining that blood with. That's a epidural size needle. So that was crazy that he plunged that to her leg. But it shows that Angela is courageous and she is willing to do what's right. She wants to finish what her uncle started, because we know that Hector was indeed on the trail to figure out that this was. Speaking of that, we do know that Fisk and the police and this corrupt police force know that Muse is the one doing this. He's a famous artist around the city, and after testing several of his paintings, they realize that it is over 60 victims, and he is mixing in their blood with his paint. We even see a scene ripped straight out of the comics of two young unsuspecting victims. They walk up to Muse as he's painting, and they ask, can they get a picture? But when they turn around, he lunges at them, and they do turn up dead within the next scene, which Fisk is notified about. But this is after a meeting. You know, he's out at a party hobnobbing with all the big wigs of New York City. And who's there? The Swordsman, which we also get a name drop for towards the beginning of that episode in the BB report. God, a lot of stuff happened in this episode, but the biggest ones for me was the juxtaposed fights and just scenes, how they contrasted off each other between Fisk and Adam and between Daredevil and Muse, because Fisk still has that insane MCU strength that was granted to him way back in Hawkeye and way back in Echo. Like, this man is freaking strong. He even gave Adam a weapon, and he bust through that weapon. I'm surprised Fisk did not kill Adam, but he beat him nearly within an inch of his life. And it's just because he took something that was his. He took his Vanessa. And that's what was the most important to Fisk. And he's basically fighting for that. I honestly thought that Fisk was going to chop his hands off. That's where my mind went when I saw the axe. And I thought about the line that they said in therapy last week when she said his hands were what attracted her to him. So my mind went to, oh, you're about to lose your hands, big dog. My fault. That's just me, though. But guys, I give these episodes each a 10 out of 10. Lore building. These episodes were great. Guys. I have no complaints, except I didn't want episode 6 to end. I wanted it to keep going. But guys, we have 3 more episodes, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 more episodes to go before the season is over with. They are currently filming season 2 right now, so hopefully we do not have to have a long wait. Currently, as I am recording this video, Marvel is making its announcements for Avengers Doomsday, and so far, Shuri is confirmed, Sam Wilson is confirmed, Bucky is confirmed, Mrs. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Sue Storm is confirmed, and Thor is confirmed. This is the most drawn out announcement for a cast I have ever seen. This is a weird thing for Marvel to do, but I mean, hey, we're in for a long day with this announcement. They could have done this a different way, but we're in for a long day, and I am excited. Guys, this is Marvel's season. This is Marvel's time. It's a good time to be a comic book movie enthusiast, a comic book fan in general. If you, like I said before, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. I'm just stuttering. I'm excited.